This thing of you guys moving from one country to the other, it's no longer working. We don't want this as African people anymore. We are tired of seeing African migrants moving all over the world, refusing to fix your own countries. Now we're making it very clear to you guys, we don't want you here. We want you to fix your countries. Now you came here with a traveling document. You came with a passport. You know that you are a visitor, but now you decided to come and integrate in our communities. You know very well that what you have done is wrong.
How many children do you have here?
We can come to Ghana and do what you're doing.
Passport.
Eh? Now you are carrying your bucket. It's 11 a.m. You are supposed to be fighting the government of Ghana there to ensure that they are getting things right.
No, there's no fight in Ghana. You must fight what they did.
Where's your papers?
Yeah, I don't really know the backstory on this, but Buddy asked him how many children he has there. Maybe he's trying to see if he's a citizen. I would assume that they feel some type of economical constraint, because that's always what the argument is. Even here in the United States, it's always the locals against the immigrants. They feel as if though the immigrants are impeding on their economic growth, wealth, and prosperity. That's really the issue. They feel like, hey, you're not one of us. You're here taking from the pie that we have because there are only so many pieces to go around. But I don't know if this is the right way to address it. This is like street justice, you know?
Passport. Passport.
What's the passport?
Take it out.
People demand
Let me see your
passport like you the police.
Let me see. Luna. Okay, tell me, who's the police officer that you are bribing to certify these things for you? Baba, let me tell you.
Yo, the man shows his passport, or at least copies of it. It looks like he shows a paper. And Buddy says, who you bribing? Why he gotta be bribing somebody? Why can't it just be a real passport? Because he would bribe someone. That's him projecting his own nature onto somebody else. Man, they lucky that they got this guy, because another guy would have swung on this dude, man. I'm from Ghana myself. We are naturally a calm, laid back, chill people. He's fortunate that's not a Nigerian dude. That dude probably would have slapped him or knocked him out or swung on him. He's not even thinking. I'm telling you.
I'm not police. These things, let me tell you, ne? You know, by law, you're not supposed to certify as an immigrant. You're not allowed to certify your passport.
No.
Okay, why do you certify your passport in a foreign land?
Okay.
Let's just start there. Why do you certify your passport in a foreign land?
You see, it was raining. It was raining these days. Then when you go out with the passport, sometimes it gets spoiled. That's why I satisfy it so that it won't spoil.
Baba, Ghana don't do that.
Okay.
Ghana don't do that.
All right, sharp.
Ghana
Let me
is
show
the
you.
oldest African country that is.
Let me show you that when you are abusing our
system.
systems, ne? On the 10th of April, again, the 10th of April, you entered your country when? The very same day you came back. When? Yeah, it's a proof. Yeah. Proof. Yeah, the proof.
Let crocodile can't go.
You went to Ghana on the 10th, and then you came back.
No,
because here it says you exited Ghana to South
Dang,
Africa.
I don't know, my boy over there stuttering, bro. They ganged up on him. Dang, they cornered him. You went over there and you came and you left on the same day. How's my accent? Dang, I feel sorry for him genuinely because he is there cornered by a group of South Africans. I'm not sure if this is Joburg or Cape Town. It's probably one of the two cities, but apparently, let's see what this says here. Ghanaians will lie and say this man is a Nigerian. If that's the case, the world should ban Ghana passports. That's strong. Since they are so easy to obtain, then ban them. But currently, food prices are lower in South Africa than Ghana. And there are many trying to actually get work in South Africa because it is easier to get paid on a job than in Ghana. South Africans stay on their fight. They should be applauded. Ghanaians are constantly protesting to kick Africans out of Ghana by hate, force, or lynchings. Wow, I actually didn't know that. I got to do research on that. I mean, if anybody knows about that, leave that in the comments. I didn't know that Ghana was like that. According to what I understand, and even what my mom told me, was that Ghana accepted tons of Nigerians. You know how many Nigerians live in Ghana, especially Accra? You have a bunch of Nigerians that live in Ghana, specifically the capital of Accra. You got a bunch of West African kids going to the university in Ghana. So as far as I know, we're very welcoming. And I say we because I'm originally Ghanaian, but I don't know. Maybe this is a new thing. And then we have the fact that they said the food is cheaper in South Africa. So I'm I was in South Africa. South Africa was not cheap. Now Ghana ain't cheap either, depending on how you want to live, because Ghana can be cheap, but if you want to live like you're in the first world, it can get expensive. So you can have it both ways. It depends. But see, you got to make US or at least euros or US dollars to have that option. Man, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I feel bad for both of them because I feel bad for South Africans because of the strain, but I don't agree with them going about it like this. This is not the way to go about it. They have to go to their government, not street justice. This is the wrong way to go about it, in my opinion.
When here it says you entered, here you exited, and it's the same date. It's the 10th of April, 10th of April.
This stamp you got there in Elop Street on the street. This is where you got the stamp.
Oh, they've got a connection here.
No.
I am telling you, that's where they buy it from.
We are fixing this continent. This thing of you guys.
Let's check out another video. So now this is a completely different perspective. This is the opposite. So you may say that the first one was xenophobic, as a lot of people would say, which means the people just don't want others of different cultures there. And this one is another South African with a completely different perspective. He says 80% of our land in South Africa is white owned, and yet our enemy is our black brothers. A South African youth questions. I saw a ton of videos like this on TikTok as well. Let's see what he's talking about.
80% of our land in South Africa is white owned. We're basically fit. I'm a parent, dog. Every bastard. I'm a parent in our own country. We're begging, man. And who's our enemy? I don't like that statement. I feel like a white man made that statement. A white man coined that term. A white man caused the divisions between us as black people. And they're winning, man. Because as long as we are divided as Africans, the longer the white man gets to stay in power, the more...
I mean, that's a smart youth to me. I'm not even necessarily making this a racial thing because apartheid ended in 1994 in South Africa, but just logically speaking, he's correct. You know, even in America, we have FBAs, foundational Black Africans, which are people that were born here that see themselves as separate from African immigrants like myself. And then, yes, there is a mindset of African immigrants thinking they're better than FBA, originally Black people that were born in this country through generations, all the way back to slavery. That does exist, but it's not common, I would say, in millennials, people under, let's say, 45 and younger. We don't think like that. That's more so an older generation. But the FBAs that are 45 and under, which are originally Black people that have been here for generations, to me, they're more so aggressive when it comes to how they feel about people from the Caribbean diaspora, people from the African diaspora. So what he's saying here makes sense to me. It shows the division between Black people historically, but that has been conjured up even by white people a lot of times. But then we carry it on within ourselves, right? Apartheid, man. I was in South Africa. I was in Joburg and Cape Town, and I saw the division. I saw, you know, I walk in a lounge, I walk in a restaurant, I see white people on one side, Black people on one side. I see colored, which are mixed people, on another side. It was so strange. People weren't commingling. People weren't really laughing, hanging out, talking together. It was like a self-induced segregation, which I thought was strange. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it just didn't feel comfortable at all. Now, the scenery was beautiful in both cities. I love the beach in Cape Town, love the city in Joburg. The people were friendly at every establishment I went to, very professional. But what I'm saying is, when I saw people with their friends in their own social groups, it was different. People were segregated, very strange. I like what this young kid is saying. He's saying, listen, man, we're divided amongst ourselves. We're never going to win. Our enemy is not others that look like us. Great message, youngster.
wealth the white man gets to accrue, the richer and richer they get, the poorer and poorer we get. Doesn't help we fight amongst each other and fit to say, this guy from Zimbabwe is doing what. When that guy also ain't got shit, man. That guy also ain't got shit. That guy from Burundi you're hating on, he ain't got shit, man. The person you should be hating on is the guy sitting there in Fetu in some lavish estate. That white guy who owns like Fetu in your hometown alone, owns like 60% of all the shops.
Now, I'm never a proponent for hate. Never. Right? I know he's saying that out of his youth and it's just a reactive way to speak. But the sentiment, I understand. He's right in the sense of you It doesn't make sense to hate the person that's literally on the same level as you, doing the same thing that you're doing, living the same way that you're living, with the same access to the same resources, because really neither one of you have any power anyways. Neither one of you own anything anyways. This is why I said in the first TikTok video, petition your government. Street justice doesn't do anything. If anything, the police over there will just come lock both of y'all up. Now both of your lives are messed up. Now both of you don't have access to resources. That's not the way. So my advice, again, to South Africans, whatever it's worth, listen, as long as these people are there legal, even if they're not, I say go to your government, go to your local officials. Y'all got a constitution now. You got freedom of speech like we do here in America. It may be a little different, but I would gather up a group of people, build a coalition, and I would petition my local officials. Your local officials. If you make enough noise, it might lead to some change. But street justice ain't it. Because you're going to mess around with the wrong ones. And I know South Africa is dangerous. There's some gangsters out there too. I didn't experience it because I was in an area with a lot of tourists. But I know South Africa can get gully, if you know what I'm saying. But so can other Africans too. And the last thing we need is like some type of a civil war between each other. And I consider myself African, so I'm one of y'all too, man. Even though I grew up in America, I'm still one of y'all as a fellow African.
That's your problem, man. If we want to talk about foreigners coming into our country and taking our jobs, you got to ask yourself the question, who's hiring them? Who's hiring them, honestly?
Good point.
Huh? Who's hiring them, dog?
Good point. Same thing. Oh, man, dude. Smart young kid. This is another issue that we're having here in the United States. You have these immigrants coming in. They're coming on H-1B visas, right? Whether they're Chinese or Indian, Asian or Indian, even getting accepted to schools like Harvard and other Ivy League schools and programs. They come in, they get hired by the big corporations at a much lower rate and then price out Americans. Americans are mad about this stuff too. You remember when Elon made that post and Vivek, other politicians agreed? The Americans were pissed because you undercut the citizens when you hire people from another nation and pay them less money. You put the citizens out of business, right? And then you take away resources. This is why I said I understand the South Africans' anger. I get it. It's happening right here in the US as well. But we petition our politicians. We're not going to sit there and attack immigrants. They're just looking for a better life. I get it. Everybody's trying to eat. Everybody's trying to put plate on the food for the family or food on the plate for the family. Everyone is trying to do better and access a good life. The key is to get to the local politicians, man. But it's the business people, the people that run everything, that are to blame. They're the greedy ones. They're the ones taking all the money. They're the ones hiring people for less money. They're the ones that don't care about the working class that have been paying taxes for decades, for generations. They don't care.
They wouldn't be coming here if they were not getting paid. The white man pays them, and the white man knows that we have a problem of illegal immigration in our country. But will they stop employing these people? No, they will not. No, they will not.
See, I didn't even, it's illegal. Even worse. This is why I understand the South Africans' anger. I get it. I get it. But the thing here is, again, street justice isn't it.
So do not come here on social media trying to talk some xenophobic ass bullshit and saying, if they must get out of our country, whatever, they are illegal, they're taking our jobs. What jobs, dog? What job? It's not your job. It's the white man's jobs. And he decides who he wants to give it to. Dang. And that's where the problem is.
Wow.
We need to be making our own jobs.
Wow.
Coming together instead of fighting each other.
Wow.
We should be coming together, creating organizations, creating companies, dog. Companies that will outshine these white companies. We need to put them out of business, man. I understand that we can't go guns blazing saying we're taking everything back. Let's work for it. Let's work for it. Let's stop killing our brothers and sisters. Let's stop killing our African brothers and sisters. Like, actually, let's try to work together. Just this one time is all I ask for. This one time. This is a very important time in African history. And if you're on the wrong side, you're gonna regret it later. Fam, choose wisely. 80% of our land.
Very smart kid. Very smart kid, man. That was dope. That was real cool. Real smart kid. Unity. How do you win? You lose, right? Art of War 101. Divide and conquer. How do you oppose that law? Is that you come together.